So I'm going to start off with saying that Avatar 2, it's good. It's not as good as the first one. If you're looking for that, it's not as good as the first one. And basically, I don't even really feel that necessarily the writing is as good as the first one. And it's kind of like when you're watching it, you know that there's a third part and that they're not really going to complete everything. So that would be the real gist I would give. So the biggest thing that I realized within the first 15 or 20 minutes of the movie, and bear in mind I missed about the first 10 minutes of the movie, was that it just seemed a lot like Tolkien.
So the original model for the Na'vi people from Avatar are an Amazon tribe that has been in existence for thousands of years. That said, Avatar and J.R.R. Tolkien's world have many similarities that can be seen throughout the stories, particularly when looking at the themes of nature, environmentalism, and heroism. The two worlds both explore the idea of connection between humans and nature. In Avatar, the Na'vi tribe demonstrates this connection through their living in harmony with their environment. In Tolkien's world, we see this in the respect and reverence the elves have for nature and the land that they inhabit. There are no major spoilers about The Way of Water. I'll talk about it in a general way towards the end, but really no major spoilers because I want to talk about, in general, the Avatar universe, the Na'vi versus Tolkien's Middle-earth, because there are a lot of similarities, and you'll pick up on them within the first 45 minutes, especially of this movie. Now, I don't really remember in 2009 if I picked up on anything, but I definitely this time around, I picked up on a lot of stuff right away. So some of the things I want to look at is I want to look at some of our favorite characters. I want to look at some of the themes and the stories from both worlds as we uncover how similar they are in many ways. We'll look at how nature is portrayed in both works, along with quote-unquote environmentalism and heroism, and how these themes are used to create compelling stories. So let's jump in. The first striking similarity between these two worlds is the reverence for nature that both cultures express. In Avatar, the Na'vi tribe lives in harmony with their environment and has a deep respect for the planet they inhabit. Similarly, Tolkien's elves demonstrate a profound love and understanding of nature, which is evident in their close relationship to the land and their ability to speak with the animals. This reverence for nature also plays a role in how both stories are structured. In Avatar, the Na'vi's connection to nature is what ultimately helps them to defeat the human invaders, while in Tolkien's world, it allows the elves to resist Sauron's forces and ultimately save Middle-earth. Both stories demonstrate the power of nature and how it can be used to protect against danger and give a sense of hope in the face of adversity. So both universes really have undergirding or a recurring theme of actual faith. So Cameron says that the faith that he used to inspire him to create what he did in Avatar was Hinduism. But truthfully, what is actually on screen with the Na'vi people is really more close to Aboriginal religious practices found in quote-unquote Native American practice and found with most Aboriginal practices on all continents. The themes of quote-unquote environmentalism and heroism are also present in both worlds. In Avatar, we see for this Jake Sully's transformation from a human soldier into an eco warrior who fights to protect Pandora and the Na'vi people. Similarly, in Tolkien's world, we see Aragorn's growth from a humble ranger into a courageous king who leads the fight against Sauron's forces. Both stories demonstrate how environmentalism and heroism can be used to inspire hope in even the darkest times. The main characters in both Avatar and Tolkien's world embody heroic traits that have resonated through history: courage, resilience, strength, honor, and loyalty. These characters are willing to risk their lives for the greater good, displaying a level of selflessness that is admirable. In Avatar, we see this in Jake Sully's journey as he discovers his true purpose and fights against the human oppressors to save his new people. While in Tolkien's world, Aragorn embodies these heroic traits as he battles against evil forces to protect Middle-earth. Let's look deeper at the idea of heroism, especially in the first Avatar. So Jake Sully is a disabled former Marine, and Neytiri is the Na'vi princess, who both lead the others in their quest to save the planet from destruction. They become heroes not just for the Na'vi people, but to the viewers around the world as they risk their lives fighting against powerful forces in order to protect their home. Similarly, in Tolkien's world, we also see characters who stand up for what is right and fight against evil despite the odds being greatly stacked against them. Tolkien portrays heroes as flawed individuals who have courage, strength, wisdom, and humility. Examples of these characters include the hobbits Frodo and Samwise, the wizard Gandalf, Aragorn, and even Gollum, who in spite of his dark nature still makes a heroic sacrifice to save the ring-bearer. Through their struggles and ultimate victories against evil forces that threaten to destroy Middle-earth, they demonstrate qualities of bravery, loyalty, and strength that demonstrate the power of heroism. To go even deeper talking about Frodo and Samwise, so Frodo and Samwise, of course, are the two main protagonists in Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings trilogy and represent a special kind of heroism, one that is based on courage, loyalty, friendship, and self-sacrifice. They both demonstrate a great respect for their environment and care deeply about preserving nature. Frodo puts himself at great risk to protect the natural world of Middle-earth from destruction, while Samwise is a staunch environmentalist and defender of nature, often voicing his concerns about the potential harm to their environment if Sauron succeeds in taking over. Similarly, Jake Sully in Avatar displays heroic qualities when he risks his life to protect Pandora's ecosystem from human exploitation. Both characters may be from different worlds, but they both represent similar values of environmentalism and heroism. So why are these similarities so shocking? What is so shocking? The similarities between Avatar and J.R.R. Tolkien's world are shocking because their stories are set in such different environments. While Avatar is set on a lush alien planet that looks a lot like the rainforests of Brazil, and Tolkien's work takes place primarily in the fantastical realm of Middle-earth. Despite this difference, both stories feature characters that have a deep respect for nature and its power. This shared theme of environmentalism and heroism speaks to the universal importance of protecting our quote-unquote planet and its quote-unquote inhabitants, no matter where we are in the quote-unquote universe. Undergirding this, or even more important than that, is the concept of faith, faith, faith. And that concept keeps coming up in both of these universes. By emphasizing this message, both Avatar and Tolkien's work have made a lasting impact on pop culture. Both Avatar and J.R.R. Tolkien's works present the hopeful message that with courage, bravery, and determination, humans can protect the planet and its inhabitants from destruction, even if it's destruction from themselves, no matter their species or origin. This connection between nature and humanity is one of the most important themes in both stories and emphasizes the need for us to respect and care for our environment. By looking at these two worlds, we are reminded of the power of nature and how its protection should be a priority. We are also really taught in both of the plots of these stories about greed and lust, and that kind of idea of needing more than your own fair share. Because, for example, if we look at what's going on, or what is the distinction between the Na'vi and the Sky People, the Sky People are portrayed as wanting more than their fair share. And that's what they want. They just want to take over everything. And so it's pretty clear that their intentions are not, quote unquote, holy intentions. So in Avatar, the connection between humans and nature is explored for the Na'vi tribe's reverence for their environment. As a society, they rely on the natural resources of their world to survive and in return honor and respect it. They understand that all living things are interconnected and each life form having its own role to play in the ecosystem. The Na'vi also practice spiritual rituals which help to maintain their connection with the environment and make sure that its resources are not taken for granted. This deep respect is also found with the elves in Tolkien's world. So the elves demonstrate a deep respect for the land. They believe that all living things should be treated with care and that their connection to their environment is an integral part of their existence. The elves also use their connection to nature to maintain a balanced, harmonious environment. They take great care not to disrupt natural cycles and take an active role in protecting the land from harm. This connection to nature is a powerful and unifying force in both stories. In Avatar, the Na'vi use their bond with Iowa to help them fight against their human oppressors. Similarly, in Tolkien's world, nature provides the elves with an energy source that allows them to unite together in times of need, such as in the Battle of Five Armies. Both stories emphasize that there is strength in connection and unity, and that nature can be a powerful tool for those who learn to connect with it. Ultimately, both Avatar and Tolkien's world demonstrate the importance of respecting and protecting nature. In both stories, we see how connecting with the environment can provide strength and power to those who learn to appreciate it. This connection is a powerful and unifying force that can help us overcome adversity and build a better future.
So I wanted to add that specifically regarding The Way of Water. The things that worked in The Way of Water were the Kiri character, which was played by Sigourney Weaver. She did a masterful performance. Some of the things that really didn't seem to really work were the dialogue at times was kind of sketchy, especially at the beginning. And the movie seemed to drag on. Like it seemed like it was a little bit too long. And I was wondering at points like why they didn't chop it up or why they ended it the way that they ended it. And it's so easy to see that it's a movie that's part of like an anthology or is part of a series, because there really was no real hero's journey of really any of the characters. And if there was a hero's journey, it was the hero's journey of Kiri and Kiri changing. I think other real pluses were the cinematography was superb. I think what they did with the makeup, the stop motion action, I thought it was really awesome, incorporating new Aboriginal cultures, like bringing in the Maori culture. That was interesting. But fundamentally, I'm just going to circle back to the main point of this vid. I really picked up that in this particular movie that there felt like a lot of Tolkien influence. So I really want to conclude that not only are there really like similarities between the two, but it's pretty clear to me that Tolkien influenced Cameron, whether he ever says it or not.